वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की fateh. Welcome to the segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation today is from Rag Suhi. This is a new section. The shabads in this section are arranged in the musical meter Suhi. And we begin with a sabad revealed to us by the first Nanak, Mahalla Pehla. And it begins, as do the major sections, with the Mool Mantra, the invocation. Ik Oankar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirbhav Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Sabhang Gur Prasad. There is but one reality, a being that is simultaneously becoming, Ik Oankar, flowing ceaselessly without exhaustion. This reality is manifesting eternally, Sat, and it manifests as the name, Naam, that cannot be named. It is the creative, the immanent first cause, Karta, which is conscious awareness, Purkh, and it arises spontaneously and harmoniously, Nirbhav, Nirvair. It is the timeless one, Akal, the ground of all form, Murat. It is ungendered, self-existent, self-organized, Ajuni, and it is benign wisdom, Gur Prasad. It is known through the Gur. And now the Sabad, Rag Suhi Mahalla Pehla Chaupade Kar Pehla. Again, the first Nanak in a Sabad of 4 stanza hymns, Chaupade Kar Pehla, first house pertaining to the percussion. And the first verse, Bhanda Dhoi Bais Dhup Devahu Tau Dudde Ko Javo Dud Karam Fun Surt Samayan Hoy Niras Jamavo. Babaji has taken a very ordinary domestic act, the setting of yogurt, and used it as a metaphor for a map to create the inner life. Bhanda Dhoi, wash the mind vessel and perfume it with the incense of stillness. In other words, Bais Dhup Devahu. Still the mind, cleanse the mind. Then, Tau Dudde Ko Javo, then go fetch the milk. The milk here is Dud Karam, Fun Surt Samayan, Dud Karam. Good deeds are the milk. Knowledge is the milk. Fun Surt Samayan, then turn your focused awareness and be free of addictive desires. And niras, hoye niras, jamavo. Then you let it set. So the heart must be cleansed and made fragrant. That is to say, it must be stilled. Then you go for the milk. So this is the process of alchemical transfiguration of daily behavior. The vessel, of course, we know is the ego mind, which must be systematically cleared of reactive clutter and past conditioning. This is how you wash it. And the culture, surat, awareness, operates as sustained focus mindfulness, acting upon raw experiential data, karam. This is the psychological integration that must come about. But it requires a state of deep internal non-attachment, niras. But we are obsessed and attached to productivity, hyper-optimization, immediate feedback loops. Genuine transformation cannot occur under that kind of pressure. It demands an egoless immersion into the present. And therefore, the Guru says in the Rahau, Japoho ta eko nama avar narafal kama. All else is fruitless. All of this stuff that we are talking about is fruitless in the absence of self-realization. Realizing that wisdom through Guru Prasad, everything has to happen through that pivot, Eko Nama. Otherwise, your effort is all barren. So this is the directive for that psychological integration that we are talking about. Because we live in a world with a fragmented mind being pulled into 1,000 disparate, exhausting directions. And so Eko Nama is the ultimate organizing archetype. How do you align the shifting ego with the deeper unified self? And then the Guru says, Eh man iti haath karo, fun netro ho neend na aave, rasna naam japo jab mathiye, in bid amrit pavo. So amrit is the butter really that you want to churn out of it. Make the mind the churning grips in your hand and the churning cord, your tongue, and churn. And that is how you obtain amrit. So setting curd to churning it, the mind itself becomes the churning apparatus. But the churner must stay awake, vigilant. Netro neend na aave. Churn and long enough and butter arises. That is amrit. So one has to engage the mind against its own mechanical lethargy. Neend na aave. So the process of crystallizing within the psyche. So this is highly rhythmic, highly repetitive focus. Rasana nama japo. And then what that does, that repetitive focus, is taps into a profound, established resonance of presence. And this is not just passive belief, this is an active thing. Psychological effort that stirs your own unconscious depths until the essential nectar naturally separates from the mundane current of consciousness. Man sampat jit sat sar navan, bhavan pati tripat kare, puja pran sevak je seve, inh bid sahib ravat rahe. How? Now, the analogy of temple worship. Every outward act in temple worship has been internalized. The mind becomes the sampat, the casket that holds the shrine. And then the ceremonial bathing of the idol becomes bathing in the lake of truth, the pool of truth. Sat Saranavan, the leaves and the flowers, Bhavan Pati Tripat Kare. What is that? That is a sense of Tripat, loving faith, acceptance. So this is your breath. So Guruji is using these metaphors, deconstructing them, so we can understand that all of this has to happen in the mind, in the internal architecture of our own subjectivity. That is how the existential quest for ultimate meaning without relying on dogma or institutional forms happens. One turns one's entire psycho-physical existence into the direct locus of the sacred. There are no sacred things outside. It is all within. It is how you are in your mind. And in conclusion, कह दे कहे कहे कह जावे तुम सर अवर न कोई भगतहीन नानक जन जंपै हाँ सालाही सच्चा सोई. कह दे कहे कहे कह जावे. A lot has been spoken. The speakers have spoken and departed. There is yet none equal to you. In other words, you cannot be spoken of. Nanak prays, Bhagataheen Nanak Jampe. He is without devotion and is seeking the gift. How salahi such a soe. Cultivation of the virtues. This is the humility. So this is the essential check against spiritual ego inflation. So you've seen Babaji charting out internal methodologies for us. But the concluding verse is dissolving any residual spiritual pride that might occur. To claim personal mastery then becomes the illusion. That is why Guruji says, Bhagataheen, Nanak Jan, slave, without any qualities. They're all given. They're all given. So every ritual that you perform, whether it is at home, whether it is in a temple, has been reframed for you. Even the simplest act, here setting of curd, has been reframed for you, can become an act of devotion. Life becomes an act of devotion. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.